It's April in Vancouver, as you can tell by the beautiful cherry blossoms. And 60 years ago, April 1964, the Ford Motor Company introduced the Mustang at the New York World's Fair. Here is the 2024 Mustang GT, a 5-liter V8 with a 6-speed manual transmission. Let's have some fun. Get in. This is Family Wheels. Family Wheels has hundreds of reviews including SUVs, sedans, EVs, and more, and your likes help keep them coming. So log in and give us a like. And while you're at it, subscribe and click the little bell for notifications. Thanks! Ford is understandably cautious when changing the styling of its most famous nameplate. An engineer who once worked for them told me Ford has a whole team devoted to maintaining the Mustang look, and they've done a good job with this update. The main front opening is bigger but also cleaner. Note the 2 lines running the length of the hood, which create a drop-off to the fenders, which matches the width of the thinner headlight package, which is now LED. The other sizable change is at the rear, with an elongated trailing edge that completes the car's sleek silhouette. Ford started branding its small block V8 as 5.0 in 1979 when it had 140 horsepower. Today there's the 5.0 Coyote, officially the TI VCT V8, 480 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque on 93 octane premium fuel, and a raspy rock star voice helped by its flat plane crankshaft. Now, I'm not going to try and turn nearly 500 horsepower loose on a city street, but let's go up one of Vancouver's steeper hills and check the pep. Well, that was splendid. The car didn't squirm, just squat, go. Absolutely excellent. There was a time with big V8s up front and lots of horsepower and a solid axle at the rear. You mat it and you're starting to do this. Not here. It's remarkable that despite being able to crank out almost 500 horsepower, this engine can run on 87 octane fuel. Regular gas. Now, it's not going to put out that same level of horsepower as when you fill it with 93 octane, but really in most driving situations regular is going to be just fine for almost all your needs, so you can save a fair bit of money there. Here in Vancouver, where we have North America's highest gasoline prices, the spread between regular and premium is really big. Well, let's check out the brakes. Brembo's 19-inch wheels. That is excellent. That's some of the best brakes I've ever experienced. We've got a beautiful relationship between the Coyote V8 and this transmission. 6-speed manual, which is standard. A 10-speed automatic costs extra. This is made by GetDrag, and they are a perfect pairing. Even for driving around town. It can get kind of tedious rowing a manual around town. Not this car. When you've got this much horsepower and torque, one thing you can do if you want to be polite, save a bit of fuel, is skip a gear here and there. So we're going to go 1, 3, 5. Smooth as can be. In normal mode, we'll take it through a series of S-bends. Well, the turn in is very sharp. Get on the power. Go through a sweeping bend over some train tracks, get off the gas. Usually that'll unsettle a car. Not this one. Perfect manners. Hat tip to Ford for making a performance car that has great highway manners. In addition to an excellent ride, just overall, got the top down. Yes, the side windows are up, but you could drive a long way through the mountains in this situation and have a really good time doing it. So this is a trip-worthy car. I'm in love with the surprisingly good ride of the Mustang, but let's put it to the test and go down our neighborhood bumpy road. Potholes, patches, speed bumps, the works, and it's taking them all in stride. I have driven SUVs down this road that don't ride as nicely as this car. One of the few negative aspects of the car is its lack of buttons. There's a volume knob here. There are 6 positions for buttons here. One of them is blanked out. One of them is for the 4-way flasher. Not a lot of hard buttons here. There are permanent soft buttons along the bottom of the big screen, and that is for HVAC. The gauge cluster is absolutely excellent, very informative, and it changes according to the mode that you are in. Ford says the audio is designed by Bang & Olufsen, although the famous B&O logo is not seen. But the system sounds good and has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and wireless charging. And yes, satellite radio was playing Wilson Pickett singing Mustang Sally. There's a blunt fact here, and that is that this car at this trim is expensive. Inflation has hit the Mustang. Now there are much lower spec ones down to the EcoBoost, the Turbo 4 that you can buy. There's one above this, the Dark Horse for you track fiends out there. This car, MSRP, $60,000 and change. Throw in fees, $13,945 of options. The window sheet for this car tops $76,000. Trunk space in the convertible is obviously limited, but its 323 liters, or 11.4 cubic feet, could probably hold a couple of suitcases for a road trip with your co-pilot. The fastback cargo area is bigger by 53 liters, or 2.1 cubic feet. The front of the trunk is much shallower, which hinders its usefulness, and while I didn't try to jam the family wheel stroller in with the cargo, the rest of our test load went in with room to spare. Now, what we usually do on family wheels is take a rear-facing child seat, the kind that takes up the most room, and put it in the back seat to see how things are up front. That's obviously not going to happen here, but this vehicle would accept a child seat because there are the usual latch anchors down below. So if you have a forward-facing child seat, you could put it in here. As for putting occupants who aren't in a child seat in the back of the Mustang, it's going to be a very tight squeeze indeed. There you have it, the 2024 Mustang GT, 5 liters and 6 speeds of fun. I really enjoyed driving it. What do you think? Leave a comment. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, and thanks for subscribing. I'm Richard Detman, and I'll see you next time on Family Wheels.